Hello, and welcome to the first year video for the Environmental Sciences program. My name is Christina, and I'm part of the recruitment team here at Laurier. I'm joined today by a student from one of our student ambassadors who's going to speak about her experiences, along with Dr. Jim McGeer, who is a professor in the program. So we'll begin with a quick introduction before we jump into answering questions.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Brianna, and I am a fourth-year student on the Waterloo campus. And like Christina said, I am also a campus ambassador. So typically when you would come to visit Laurier, I would be the one showing you around. As well, I'm very excited to talk about the program and some classes that you can take today.
And my name is Jim McGeer, and I'm a professor officially in the biology department. And I am also the academic advisor for students in the environmental sciences program.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time from your busy schedules to join us. I know there's always something going on when you're a student at Laurier, so we really appreciate that you're making some time for us today. So to begin with the questions, I'm wondering if you could tell me what the most important part of the first year experience is, both as a Laurier student and also a student who's taking courses in this program.
So I think for first year, and it's not limited just to environmental science, but it's really making the transition, coming into first year in a brand new environment, and trying to sort out schedules and staying organized. And that's really one of the most important parts of the first year experience, and to never lose sight of the fact that everyone at the university is there for student success, and there are a whole lot of different types of supports that you can access. It's important to use those to help you build success.
Awesome, and I'll just jump in. Of course, academics are important, especially when coming into the program in that year, but I think it's also important to explore what you can do in your program beyond the typical classroom setting. So for me, I think it's really important to get involved with extracurriculars. We have a Faculty of Science Student Association with a bunch of umbrella clubs. There's an Environmental Science Student Association, and then there's also really fun clubs like EcoHawks, which is centered around sustainability. So there's a lot of hands-on opportunities you can get beyond that academic setting too. That's really important.
I think the one thing I always love to hear when I'm speaking with some of our current students is how many campus clubs and opportunities for involvement there are. EcoHawks is such a cool club to be a part of as well. Now, speaking to the first year experience with your courses and your workload, do you have any insights for these students about what it's like coming in as a first year student at Laurier from that perspective?
I can start with this one. So I think when it comes to kind of jumping from high school to university, it's a big change, and that's okay. You do not have to get it perfect the first time. I know we all did. I moved 14 hours away when I came to Laurier, so I was excited about leaving home. So it kind of was hard to balance school at times, but I think Laurier prepares us really well for kind of succeeding in and out of the classroom. For myself, when it came to managing my workload, it took a while to get used to, but I've used the Learning Commons. They have a lot of academic resources when it comes to scheduling and planning out a schedule that works for you. I definitely took advantage of office hours. So professors host office hours every semester, every class. It's a little intimidating at first going and walking into their office and kind of talking with them, or even in the virtual environment, having a Zoom meeting, but they want to see you. They wouldn't have office hours if they didn't, and they're very friendly. So it's nice to build that relationship with them too, especially if that workload starts becoming a little much to handle. They're there to help. And then of course, there's supplementary instruction opportunities where you can go and study for a midterm or meet a group of people. We have a math and statistics center, which is great, especially if you're someone like me who is awful at math. So for those first year intro courses, when it comes to chem and calculus, you can kind of get support there as well. So don't worry about managing the workload, worry more so about finding something that works for you.
And I think that's a really good advice in terms of the courses, and particularly in first year when you come in, it seems all pretty set and kind of rigid. You have 5 courses in the fall and 5 courses in the winter, but there's lots of flexibility around that, and you can the number of courses you take can be flexible, and especially now as there's more and more opportunities in the spring and summer. I know to spread that initial workload out and to find the the system that works for you in terms of your academics. So typically you'll be taking standard courses that lots of students in other BSc programs take when you're in environmental science. So there's biology and there's chemistry and there's math, and you'll take an environmental studies course. There's a geography course that you take. So there's a little bit of specialization in terms of environmental science, but then other courses are more common to students that are in BSc programs, setting that base that you're going to build from. And I think in terms of the workload, everyone's different. Math and chemistry is sometimes challenging, but not for everybody. And so it's really sort of recognizing your strengths and then where you need to put effort in, and again, accessing the resources that are there to help you be successful.
I think the number one thing that we always like to reinforce is that we want you to be successful as a Laurier student. So we want to make sure that you have the tools and resources you need to be successful when you start your journey here at Laurier. Now, speaking of all of these opportunities, I know there are so many wonderful ones that students have the option to participate in. So I'm wondering if you could tell me, Brianna, about some of the opportunities that you've had as a Laurier student, and if there's anything as well that you're looking forward to that you haven't had the opportunity to do yet.
Yeah, so that's the one thing that I really liked about Laurier, especially like when looking to universities to attend. In particular, it was definitely like the experiential learning aspect. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it's actually taking what you're learning in that lecture setting and applying it outside of that. So whether that's taking a field course and going around KW area, or even doing an international study. I had a friend in the archaeology program who went to Greece. So there's a lot of different opportunities there. For myself, when it came to the environmental studies programs, I took a lot around sustainability, food sustainability, and the ecosystem. So we would take little local trips to Uptown Waterloo, which is about 5 minutes from the university, and we would go to free trade stores, we would go to upcycle stores, and we get guest lectures from the owners of the stores. So it's kind of nice because we're taking what we're learning at Laurier, but we're also going out in the community and making connections there. And then one of my favorite classes I taken is with a doctor who is on the UNESCO board. So we actually went to the Basilis International School, which is also in Uptown Waterloo, and we got to participate in seminars with the graduate students there. So we got to see a lot of the research they were doing around food sustainability. So it's kind of just like a nice break from that typical classroom setting and really getting to go out and be a part of something in the communities. So that's what I really like about the program.
So I think one of the key things in terms of the opportunities within the environmental science program is really based around its interdisciplinary nature, and there aren't too many programs that are interdisciplinary, but this is an example of one where you have the involvement of chemistry, biology, and geography and environmental studies all combined into one program. And so that means you get experiences within all of those departments, and you get to choose, as you move forward into second, third, and your final year of getting involved in a number of different activities, possibly. And research, of course, is key within all of those different groups. At Laurier, this is a particularly exciting time to be involved in sciences at Laurier. There's a tremendous amount of research going on. All of the profs that you'll have classes with have research programs, and so whether it's working in the field, being involved in more lab-based type research, there's independent study courses that you can get hands-on experience. There's field courses, and so there's really a hands-on and applied aspect to it, and you can pursue your passions. In first year, you're just sort of picking up and sort of trying to understand the environmental science and what that involves. But as you build out your experience, and gain knowledge than particular things that could be hydrology, it could be, you know, wetland science, and there's opportunities to get involved more specifically in different types of fields within the environmental science.
It definitely sounds like a program where you get to experience many different facets of what it all is and how it all starts to work together. So it's a really interesting program. Now this is the hardest question I always ask, and I know Laurier students always have so many amazing memories, and they all come bubbling out as soon as we get to talk about it. So I'm wondering if you could tell me, Brianna, what your favorite first year memory is, and Dr. McGeer, maybe something that you love about teaching at Laurier.
That's a really hard one. Like you said, I think we kind of collectively have a bunch at the end of our 4 years, especially I'm coming up on graduation, so it's kind of all flooding back. For me, I know the number 16,000 sounds really large, but for a community with a bunch of faculties and a bunch of different programs, that's actually very small. And I think that's what made me really attracted to Laurier, is that to walk from one end to another, it's 5 to 10 minutes, and you really get that in your classes. So when it comes to the program in particular, yes, maybe those first year classes are really large because they're very interdisciplinary. All the faculty of science students are going to be taking that calc and chem and bio. But as you get older and you go up into different years and you start specializing and you're kind of gearing in on different options and minors that you like to take, you really form your own little community within the small Laurier communities. So you end up building really great friendships and relationships with faculty and professors. So it's not really a specific memory, but just kind of looking back and seeing those small like classrooms come to life and kind of form its own little community is what kind of is the most memorable to me. So I'm thankful for that experience.
So yeah, students, so I guess, I mean, the best part about working in environmental science is the people that you get to work with, and all of the, you know, creative things that they do and they bring to it. So my research is in environmental toxicology. We do aquatic toxicology, and so you know, working with students who are doing projects, and that can be in a variety of different forms, you know, as coursework or research thesis in their final year, or even just volunteering to get some experience. But to meet the students and to learn about, you know, the things that they're passionate about and how you can work that into a research program. Of course, teaching courses is always lots of fun, particularly the lab-based courses. And I think my favorite course is probably the field methods course that we have within water science. And it's a relatively new course, but we get out into different places around Kitchener, Waterloo, sometimes on foot, sometimes a little bit further. We get out into boats and we stomp around in streams and learn how to do environmental sampling, and that's a lot of fun, just mostly because you're outside, because you're with people that are, you know, passionate about the environment and learning about different aspects of the environment. And so those are probably the most rewarding experiences for me anyways.
I definitely think that sounds like so much fun to get to have a break from a lab or a lecture hall and actually go outside and do something like that. That's a pretty cool opportunity. Well, again, I would like to thank you for taking the time out of your schedules and joining us today to share some of your experiences and perspectives with the students who are looking at the environmental science program. I also want to thank everybody who tuned in to watch this video. I hope that the perspectives from Brianna and Dr. McGeer have been helpful to you as you're planning out your journey for the next steps in your education. So hopefully we will see you at Laurier soon.